What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another FIFA 22 video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the best tips and tricks to try and keep your FIFA 22 career mode save as realistic as possible. The first tip I have for you guys is to disable the transfer window off the start of the career mode. It is literally in the main menu as you start the career mode. As you're picking the settings and everything like that, make sure to disable the transfer window unless you're doing a create a club career mode. If you do create a club career mode, you can leave it on because, you know, early on you want to kind of bring maybe new players into the team, or, you know, this keeps it realistic off the first season. Also makes it where the AI can't sign any unrealistic signings off the bat, like bringing in a Lewandowski to like Arsenal or something like that.
Fuck no, baby.
It just makes it a little more realistic, you know, so it makes it a little bit more challenging, especially if you're doing a road to glory, taking a team down from League 2 all the way up to the Premier League. You know, it just makes it more realistic at the start. Number 2, the negotiation status. Make sure this is strict. This just has to be a must. In real life, it is so difficult to sign players and do wages and the transfer budgets or the transfer wages. It's such a hassle. It takes weeks on weeks, maybe months to bring a player in real life. So having this on strict should help out a lot. Making it hard for players to come into your team, especially on wages. You know, certain players thinking they deserve more money, or, you know, you don't have the funds to give them that much money. You know, they walk away or walk out on you. You have to go to your second option or third option. So have this on. This just has to be a must, and makes it more difficult on yourself trying to bring players in, and also the AI trying to bring players in. My next tip is play on legendary or ultimate difficulty. This is a big one. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my gosh. The reason why I say play on legendary or ultimate is because in real life, I mean, it's challenging. You know, every game is challenging, whether what league you're in, tier. I mean, it's challenging. No matter who you play, even if they're in the relegation, they're still going to be a tough opponent. Going on with the difficulty, play with sliders on. The best sliders to play with are the OS sliders. Those guys do a tremendous job trying to keep it as realistic as possible. The only downside with it is when they do those tests, they play on next gen with the hyper motion. So this year's OS sliders I find way too easy. I play on PC and I do not have the next gen, you know, PC does not have the next gen hyper motion on it. If you're on next gen, use the OS 22 sliders. Use those sliders because it is meant for the hyper motion program or programming. The sliders I recommend for old gen is the FIFA 21 OS sliders. I find it, if you use those, I find it very, very difficult. You know, I have challenges myself facing relegation after I get promoted. You know, it's realistic. You know, that's what we're after all. My last and final tip is make realistic signings. This is a big, crucial one. Do not go out spending over $100 million every transfer window. That is so unrealistic. Don't sign 490 overalls. Don't sign 685 overalls. Like, keep it realistic. The amount of signings teams do are very slim to none out of each transfer window. If you're down in the bottom leagues, you know, the League 2 or the League 1s, you need to start signing players on loan more. Use the loan options. Not a lot of people loan players in. Going on with that, if you're playing in League 1 or the League 2s, don't go out signing 75 overalls. Sign players in the main average of the overall, you know. So say in League 1, the average overall is like 70 to 74. Don't go out and sign a 75, like I said. Sign a 69 or a 70 or 71 player to come in, and then he can improve as you go on through the season. You know, that's more realistic there. Another thing when you're doing these signings is don't go out and buy a super high overall that's going to come in and be the highest overall player in your squad when you buy them. So say your highest player in the squad already is like a 72. Don't go out and sign a 73 or 74. That's so unrealistic. You know, the only time that's going to happen is if you're going to bring a Ronaldo or a Messi or a Lewandowski into your team. Again, staying on with that average, try and figure out the average overall of the league you're in, you know, and just go off on that. You know, sometimes it gets frustrating when you're just not winning, you're losing, you're tying. but I promise you it keeps it realistic, and you will also see your team improve as a whole. You know, hopefully these tips help you keep your career mode realistic as possible. It's just basic, but I will be making more tips to help you have your career mode more realistic. I play on PC, so personally I use mods to help keep my game realistic. I can make a video where I show off the mods I use to keep my career mode realistic. It helps a lot. It makes it much more fun. The game's so much fun. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Hope it really helps you guys out. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. If you're really generous, I'd really appreciate it if you tap that subscribe button. But anyways, it's been your boy, and I'm out. Peace. Baby, I said what's up?